Real Madrid come away with a 4-1 win against Levante yesterday, and a great performance for Real Madrid. Honestly, I think this was probably their best performance this season. They are currently 7-0 in La Liga, 8-0 if you include Champions League. And Xabi Alonso has done for me a great job. He's done something what Carlos Ancelotti hasn't done for Real Madrid, and was to constantly rotate the squad. You have a starting 11, you have a bench that is 100% capable to win you games, capable to, if you miss out a player, you can put someone in and you won't be like, oh, this player's missing and we have to play him. No, you get to say, oh, great, we get to rotate the squad and use players in different weeks, different days, different matches, depending, and switch around, rotate, which is for me important on the long run. He hasn't every match he started has not been the same starting 11 week in and week out. Kind of like, um, Vini will switch for Rodrygo, Ibrahim will switch for a Musantuano, a Sabalos for a Fede, so on and so forth. Keep rotating the squad. Carreras played center back, Fran Garcia played left back, and Raul Asensio played right back. And um, for me, Madrid looked great today. I think for me, I didn't really expect. I thought at least a Vinny and Mbappe would get dropped, and then like a Gonzalo Garcia might get a star. I thought Rodrigo was gonna start as well. Um, but yeah, Madrid. I was, um, I was really happy with the performance from majority of the players. Kylian Mbappe, first to start with Vinicius, to start from player. Courtois, he hasn't really had to do much. Um, that one key mistake, I believe it was Raul Asensio's fault in the second half. Let me actually refresh because I think Atletico just tied it. I thought it was 2-2. It is 2-2. Okay. Let's go back to the original. Uh, Left back Fran Garcia. He had a few chances. I feel like he should when he runs down to the final third, cross the ball. Sometimes there's really not much in the middle, but he hasn't. For me, he didn't play bad. He didn't play like top tier, but he was a decent left back that he deserves to get minutes. Surprised he played the full 90. I thought he was gonna get subbed out and do like the move Carreras and put in another center back. But nope, they decided to keep him for full 90. I love to see that. Carreras looked great. He looks great in everywhere he plays. Huge fan of Al Carreras. They're saying such a versatile player. He can play a wing back, he can play a left back, he can play a center back, he can play even a left wing. So he's such a versatile player of Al Carreras is, and he's looked sharp ever since. Raul Asensio, he shows glimpses. I want to see that center back that I saw last year. That was everyone was raving about because I saw it. But this season really hasn't shown it. He had a full 90, so it's huge. Job giving bench players minutes. That's really key and important for team wise. Sabalos looked great. He's people's always talked bad about Dani Sabalos. I think I'm like one of the only few that have always praised him every time he's played. Um, when I say he's like Pedri for Real Madrid, it's not saying that he's, a top 10 Ballon d'Or material midfielder. I'm just saying he's such an underrated midfielder that gets the job done and plays in a similar way and is like that holding creative midfielder. I'm not saying he's a Pedri, but I'm just saying he's that type of player for Real Madrid. And he looked great yesterday. And Fede in the midfield, he was better than Fede. And, love to see that. Franco's just evolved every single game he gets in for Real, he gets better. And today he's shown he could have got 2 goals, maybe 3. Um, Looks great down the wing. Huge fan of Franco. Not sure if he'll still play if because Bellingham's coming back from the starting 11. Maybe they'll do a two striker with Mbappe and Vinny and drop Franco for a midfielder, which I've always or drop Franco for a Bellingham and have Arda Bellingham Fede Chouameni. But right now Franco looks great. Mbappe, the first half really, I didn't really think much of him. Vinny and Franco, Arda, Ceballos for me were like performing really well, and then Mbappe out of nowhere is like I can do it too, and gets a penalty, and then scores a great goal, a great pass from Arda. and scores the second goal for Real Madrid, or the fourth goal. And then Vinny with amazing Travella, a great assist from Vinny. He looked sharp. Really happy with the whole team's performance. Players that got subbed in was Tchouameni, Bellingham, Alaba, Camavinga, and Rodrygo. You can see when Camavinga comes in, it changes the rhythm of the game. I'm really happy. I'm always been a huge fan of Camavinga. Such a huge impact. Rodrygo gets something, missed the sitter towards the end. Really would have loved to see him score. Dave Alaba finally gets more minutes. Jude Bellingham gets his second substitution since his injury, and Tchouameni gets some minutes as well. That's I'm always gonna keep on saying it. This is a positive, seeing that whole different substitutions coming in. Last season, Ancelotti would just not. There would be none. Though Madrid will play a full 90, maybe 80 minutes, and then maybe he'll sub in a player or two. There was no rotation with Ancelotti's, way of Madrid, and I hated it. I always said it. You can go down and all the videos I've made. I've hated it. I hated it, completely hated it. And now I get to see a team where he rotates players week in and week out, uses his bench, because you have a superstar bench. Even the players that didn't get picked in, Hall, Militao, Brahim Diaz, Gonzalo Garcia, and Endrick, you can't. And the players even injured, Rudiger, Mendy, and Trent. Madrid have such a depth-based team, and I love to see that. I love to see that. We can see the stats here. Madrid had more possession, expected goals, took for tour shots, targets, big chances. On the corners, Madrid always have corners, but they just never really score from them. I've said it I've said it even last season. They just can't really score headers from corners. They did. No, that was Liverpool. I was thinking about the wrong match. They get them, but they just don't score them. That's one thing I think Madrid really need to work on is set pieces. Set pieces, you have Dean Huijsen, who's really tall. Militao's always been good with his head, but they've never really had, a lot of great set piece headers. You have the players that can take it. You have a Franco, you have an Arda, you have a for me, I think Carvajal is great in crossing. You have a bunch of these players, Trent especially, but they just can't get it through the middle. So what's this here? Oh, you hold it. But yeah, Vinny for me 100% was the man of the match. Here says Mbappe, but I think Vinny was 100% without a doubt man of the match there. Articular for me looks great. There's some chances of missed passes, or slow plays, but there's other situations in the match where he looks great. Ceballos, high ranked for this match for Franco, Alvaro, Fede, Huijsen. Yeah, I was just really happy to see Madrid just rotate the squad and play the way that they are. Their next match is against Atletico Madrid, which is actually really, because right now they are. Oh, they scored a last minute Julian Alvarez. That's crazy. I think they were down 2-1, right? Yeah, they were down 2-1. Let's see. Can I see it down here? Barca Oviedo tomorrow. I'm gonna make a whole video on that. Let's try to go to. It's at 10:15 a.m. next set. There's like back-to-back games. I'm guessing because of international break. There was Madrid played on Saturday. They played Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. So 3 matches in the span of a week. That's 7 days, 3 games. That's crazy. But yeah, projected lineup. Maybe he'll use the same thing here. No, he's definitely like a start Fran. Definitely not. It's gonna be Carreras. It's gonna be Huijsen. It's gonna be Militao, and right back it's gonna be Carvajal without a doubt. Midfield and attack wise can be tricky. Do you start Bellingham this match? I don't think so. I think it's a little too soon. Yes, it's a shoulder injury, but he still has to get into the rhythm of things. He hasn't played at all this season up until a few substitutions these last 2 matches. So I don't think he will start. Do you put in a Tchouameni or do you play Ceballos and Fede? I wouldn't be mad if they benched Fede and put Tchouameni. I think Ceballos is more creative than Fede. Fede is, don't get me wrong, he's great, he's versatile. Um, but I think you need a more creative midfield. But same with Atletico not even performing to the levels that they should be. They almost lost against Rayo, who are a decent team. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I can't wait to see the Real Madrid Atletico, and hope you guys enjoy.